So you say you've been doing this for what, 5 years?
4 years
4
now.
years?
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, it all started as a man. Me and my I wish my producer were here, but
Yeah.
he's essentially my best friend. We've always been in music.
Nice.
We went to school for recording arts. We've always had gear at the house. We've always
Gotcha.
had studios. I used to rap when I was younger,
Yeah.
So I've always been familiar with the gear, and I've always been aware of the scene in Austin.
For
you know,
sure.
one day, somebody was just like, "Why don't you just start a podcast?" This is like years before podcast was even a thing. Homeboy was like, I guess he just knew like what was going on, and so he was just like, "Why don't you just start a podcast?" And I was like, "The fuck is that?" You know, like I don't know what that is. He was like, "You just gotta set up a mic and just talk. That's
Essentially,
it. You know, people fuck with it, you know." And I was like, okay. And so eventually I sat and thought about it, and I looked up and I found out more about it and listened to some podcasts here and there, and I was like, oh, okay. And to my roommate, to Troy, I was like, let's do a podcast. It's like, we have all the mics, we have all the gear for it. We know how to mix, we know how to record, we know how to do everything, essentially. We don't have to pay anybody for anything.
For sure.
You know? And so then I just kind of kicked it off. And it started off with us just like sitting down with people, a lot of like the close friends that we have that are artists. We used to actually, the reason I asked you what you like to drink is because we used to take a shot every 20 minutes.
Damn.
And we would record for like 2 hours, bro. If you go back to our first season, towards the end of the episode, we're smashed. We're fucked up, bro. Like, that's humble beginnings for us.
Every pod is different.
For sure.
I'm sure when you were doing your research, like the Joe Rogan podcast, you got,
of course.
What is it? Those two guys, Rory and Mal.
Yeah, Rory and Mal.
It ranges. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah. And it definitely it's got a lot of influence, and then like that's why like you have like Drink Champs, you have Joe Budden, you have all these other people that do this shit, and I was like, I know these people. I'm familiar with,
and they ain't doing nothing crazy.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They're just being themselves. You know,
exactly. And like our job was to like either in the beginning it was just okay. Whenever we get people to start drinking, they get more open, they get more comfortable.
Yeah.
One thing I've learned that a lot of artists don't know how to interact or how to talk or how to interview for that matter. You know, they get super awkward. They get super quiet,
which is normal. It's human nature.
Course,
you know what I'm saying?
And that kind of taught me on my end how to carry a conversation.
Yeah.
How to if somebody gets quiet on their end, I'm gonna know. Okay, I need to keep
it up. Yeah,
for sure.
I went to college for 2 years for journalism, for sports journalism.
Okay.
So it's
wow.
like, I kind of. That's what I wanted to do, essentially, like in this kind of interviewing and going to games and shit. That was my passion, like when I was like 17.
And we even had I ended up building a network, and I had a sports podcast for a period there, and I had two of my closest homies who I knew were diehard sports fan. One of them was a gambling addict, and it made it work, you know. Yeah, bro. I was like, all right, y'all, I need y'all to sit down and just talk sports, and it was cool, you know. But it becomes a huge responsibility.
Yeah, no, I mean, whatever direction you go in, that's destiny and it's faith, you know.
For sure, yeah.
So,
but we're good to go. Awesome. All right.
That's dope. Yeah, hell yeah.
All right. Let me see. You know, I usually get anxious until I get on the mic and I hear myself, and I'm all right. Yeah, I got this.
It's cool. It's always dope when it's just conversation.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all. ¿Qué pasa, mi raza? If you're now tuned in, you're now listening or watching to I Don't Know That's Perfect. I'm your host, Mario from the South Side, and you are now tuned in to the best podcast out of Texas. Or the United States. You pick what you want to do, what you want to label as. But we're here again with another amazing episode for y'all, another great content, curating episode for y'all. As always, we strive to bring y'all the best conversations, the best artists, the best people, any sort of aspect that you could think of. We're here to bring it to y'all. I know there's other people here in the city that are doing their thing. You know, other people are killing it, and that's cool, but I'm in my lane and I'm worried about mine. So just tune in. Today I have somebody special with us. I know I've been saying that for the last 5 episodes, but that just kind of goes to show. Good. Yeah, it just kind of goes to show what we're doing here, you know. But honestly, today is somebody that actually I came across online. Actually, I think it was I think it was a TikTok that I came across.
Really?
And I was like, oh shit, this he's spitting bars. You know, me being a music fanatic, I come across a lot of music.
Yes.
Some hordes here and there on TikTok, but a lot of time it's a lot of dope people putting out their music, rapping their ass off, singing their ass off, and a lot of times I've luckily have found a way to connect to a lot of these people, and that's why we ended up in Cali. That's why we've ended up in Vegas already, and now we're back home. We're in somebody from Houston who, now that I've been sitting on it, and I don't care if y'all hate me, but I will go as far to say that this man is like the Big L of Houston. Ooh. Bro, I have Frankie from the east side. Crazy. The Souf did it. Houston, Texas. What's up, bro? How are you doing today?
That was a hell of an introduction.
I got to do it, bro.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I go by Frankie. You know, I'm from the east side of Houston, Texas. Like you said, you know, Big L, lyricism. That's my kind of deal. Songwriting overall. You know what I'm saying? Been doing this for 7 years.
Okay.
7 years. So, you know, it ain't nothing that hasn't been worked for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm blessed to be here.
Thank you so much.
Mario, and, you know, we're gonna, you know, knock this out and have a good time, have a good conversation.
Man,
you know?
and by the time y'all catch this, it obviously is not gonna be the same day. Today is July 14th, and you are in Austin because why?
Yeah, we're opening up for Grip. You know what I'm saying? Amazing artists.
Sir.
You know, Doe Man on the lineup, Marcus Clay on the lineup.
Shout out Doe Man.
Yes, sir. We're going crazy. That's my dog. So yeah, man, we doing our thing out here. You know, it's my second time performing out here. The first time we performed for like fucking 35 people. This time we're opening up for Grip. So that's growth in itself. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Yeah.
For sure.
That's exciting and that's cool because like I feel like even from like within the time period that I've like came across you, which was maybe even like 2-3 months ago, I feel like there's been a huge
you came at the perfect
amount
time, dog.
of like influence that people have came across and have discovered you. So yeah, I feel like I got lucky in a sense because I was like, okay, as soon as I came across your videos, which even that and we'll get to soon, but in that sense, you are a very interesting artist.
Thank you, bro.
Creative, if you will.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
So, I guess just real quick for those that are tuned in, go ahead and give a little introduction as to who you are and what it is that you do.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, my name's Frankie from the east side of Houston, Texas. I've been, you know, making music for a minute. Really into storytelling. Really into the conceptual albums kind of deal. You know, that kind of lane. Don't really like boxing myself in. I'm always open to, you know, doing different things, going through different genres, melody, all that good shit. A student of the game, man. I'm a, you know, real student of the game. I, you know, study the greats that come before me. Show respect. If that's like the best way I could put it in a resume, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I could go on for days about, you know, this thing that we love called hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And, you know,
it's never ending.
You literally could go for days, you know what I'm saying? Especially where we're from in Texas. It's its own culture, and then you go East Coast, West Coast. It's crazy. But, yeah, man, you know, father, you know, there's a lot of things, fatherhood, there's a lot of things that to talk about in day-to-day life. That's kind of where I fall into. I kind of like observing human behavior, what pisses us off, what makes us happy, what makes us sad, what makes us. I'd rather write about that than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's kind of my whole.
And you
MO.
found the perfect way to express yourself. Essentially, because nowadays, a lot of times people get frustrated and flustered in the way that like they get caught up in the whole daytime and what not. You know, luckily they're not as unfortunately they're not as lucky as we are to come either on the mic or into the booth and express ourselves.
It's always a beautiful thing though to kind of understand. It's like human nature. Like you kind of peel back layers, and it's like, well, why did this piss me off? Or why did my day go to shit? Oh, it's because I reacted this way. Why did I react? It's just like that, but in written form. You feel me? Like, and kind of that's the beautiful part of it. That's the best part of it, in my opinion.
Of course, yeah. And I love that. And but just to take it back, you say you've been doing it for about 7 years now.
Yeah, 7 years.
When did you realize that this is something that like you're like, all right, shit? Because I know we all have that moment where like even when I was a kid, like I know for me it was I was like 5th grade, 4th grade, and I was like super into Little Flip. Little Flip was my favorite rapper, bro. I used to take his lyrics and I would write them down and scratch them off and rewrite. I would rewrite them, be like, all right, I'm gonna do my version of it.
For sure.
And that kind of taught me how to write. You know. Yeah. At what point did you realize that you're like, okay, maybe I want to try to do this. I want to give it a go.
It's funny. I'll start from the beginning. Like I'll be honest with you, bro. Like my dad's a, like OG. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he came up on Ghetto Boys,
Oh
ESG,
wow.
like you
Okay.
know UGK type
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So, but for me as a kid, I was never the type. Like he'll be rapping this shit, and he'll like tell me, yeah, yeah, like you,
Yeah.
and then I'll be super quiet. I was like a quiet kid, so it wasn't like growing up. I was like, oh yeah, I'm
Super
gonna be a
high.
rapper. Like I'm not like it, but it just came to me like that. And I guess when I knew this was something was when I started, honestly, like when I started writing songs and I realized this was something. I guess the song seemed like bigger than me. That's
Yeah.
when how I felt truly. That's when I knew this was something different. And then it turned into like true craft, true art. You know what I'm saying? And kind of putting in hours, staying up late, because I love the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I knew okay that when I was putting hours in and I realized this was kind of like whether you're a boxer, whether you're a basketball player, you're putting in your hours,
For
you're
sure.
practicing. That's when I realized I was like, oh, okay, this is something I love to do. This is something I take seriously. You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of when I guess I was 18, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. And uh, how old are you now?
I'm 26.
26. Oh
26.
shit. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That just points to more point that you've been doing it for 7 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But even the fact that like you said your dad was like putting you on to like early on like Houston true shit. Like I'm
God
sure you
bless
like
that
went
man.
to
Yes,
the
sir.
Ghetto Boys, Street Military, all that good shit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
was there any other artists that you ventured off on your own that kind of influenced you?
100%. Once he like he lit that spark, it was like it was the floodgates open.
Yeah,
I think for me, the first artist he played him, but it wasn't like something where he would play religiously. You
for
knew my
sure.
dad's favorite artist, you know what I'm saying, like the ESGs and Street Militaries.
Yeah,
But he when he played Pac, I knew Tupac. It was something different about it, and then that's the first artist that I went and kind of went back on. That I think Pac, he had the first song that made me cry, like as a person in
yeah.
life. I think that alone is like what I'm saying
More than
enough.
enough to
It was
speak.
that joint Life Goes On. I remember that shit
Okay, yeah,
like yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first artist. Then it goes to the Nas's and the Hoves, and really
yeah,
I would say East Coast.
for sure.
Only because he was like already playing NWA. He was already playing West Coast shit. I feel like the South and the West kind of like
Yeah.
meet in the middle.
Yeah, obviously too, you take into consideration that DJ Screw would take a lot of that
Yeah.
and to like put it on his tapes and use their either their beats or
For
whatever.
sure.
And
Shout
like,
out my dog Chinny from LA too, by the way.
shout out, bro. What's up, bro? But man, yeah, that's awesome because yeah, I definitely could hear a lot of that influence in your music.
Nah,
and,
yeah, for
and
sure.
your the lyrics and the
Yeah.
verses that you have. At what point did you like get any sort of like reassurance and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm headed the right path. I'm doing this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep going at it because I'm obviously doing
Yeah.
something right,
Yeah.
you know?
I think it was I always knew by feeling that I was doing something right, but it was more so like when I would hit up my homie Chin, when I would hit up my boy C's, when I hit up my boy Ellis, it wasn't like they were like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, bro," or opposite and be like, "Bro, just stop." It was more so like the beginning stages when you're working on shit, it's like they would give me legit feedback and they would be like, "Yo, bro, you killed it here, but like you were trash on this part," and they would not
They
hold
weren't
back.
yes men. They weren't
No,
yes
no,
men.
not at all. And like it was a continuation of just like working on my craft, like I said, my craft, and it was like understanding like, oh shit, like where do I want to go with it, what works and what doesn't, and then just kind of building off that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Yeah.
That's awesome. And then at that point, have you had any previous because I know that you had a this year actually you just
Yeah.
had the Stillwater EP.
Yeah.
And then back before that, you had the Coffee album.
Yes.
Before then, did you have any projects that you
Oh
kind of?
man, he has one in his phone that's just locked, and I deleted that shit a long
Oh,
time ago. But he's
shit.
like, he still bumps it to this day. But I had a
Hey, that's a true fan. That's a true friend, bro. Dude, I'm gonna need a copy, bro.
yeah, no, don't give him that, bro. I had I had like three solid, right? Three, but they were like 20 tracks, so it's like essentially like 60 tracks of just like
Yeah.
working on shit. But like, yeah, definitely for sure. I think the first one that I was like, okay, this is different. This is something like I can stand on. This is something that I believe in. Everything top to bottom was the Growth EP.
Okay.
And that was the first one where I was like, I got a song that I'm performing tonight. That's like on that EP. That's like it's crazy. It still goes crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Remedy, and then we're performing Other Side. Just so you know if you want to listen to it beforehand. But
Okay,
for
yeah,
sure.
I'm definitely gonna tap it because I know you have some. From what I saw online, is you have some on release stuff coming out, bro.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Okay.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Before we get to that, I just want to take it back to how essentially how this came to be. Just as for those of y'all that are watching and tuned in, I came across your video. I believe it was on TikTok. I saw it was it was the one where you're like sitting out in the yard and you're sitting at the table and you just
Oh damn, that's crazy.
going off,
Yes,
just rapping out the ass, you know.
Yes.
And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that automatically. I'm a huge fan of like any sort of artist that can like either dedicate a song to where it's like there's no hooks, there's no chorus or anything else. Like straight up,
bar the
as soon as
fuck
it
up.
drops,
Yeah.
like they're just shooting like nonstop
Yes.
towards the end of the song, you know?
Yes.
All the way through, you know? And that's exactly what you tend to do, you know? It's just obviously your reputation at this point, you tend to just go off, you know?
Yeah.
And it's dope, you know? Now listen to your music, it obviously I can see how and why you do it, but
Some shit's just loosies, like not even like on some like
B-side shit.
Yeah, B-side, whatever you want to call it. Like to me, it's like ammo.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like just that song. I was like, there was multiple times where I was like, oh, it'll go here, it'll go here. I was just, at the end of the day, I was just
You
like,
just wanted
man,
to
fuck
put
it,
it
just
out.
yeah, just like let it go.
Okay. And so yeah, I mean
I know exactly the one you're talking about. That's
bro, that shit went hard. As soon as I found that, bro, I did my research. I was like, all right, but I found you on Twitter. I found you on Instagram on some non-stalker
Yeah.
shit. And I
Yeah,
was
for
like,
sure.
all right, bro.
TikTok is crazy, by the way.
Bro. And I say that to say, y'all, putting your work on TikTok. You know, nowadays, like we have to accept, as much as we hate to admit it, that TikTok plays a crucial role
God.
in the amount of attention you can get. And I'm sure you can attest that a lot of people have reached out to you via TikTok.
That's probably one of my biggest lessons or learning curves in this thing is like understanding that, you know, everything, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, there's always going to be an app. Like right now it's what, Threads, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's always going to be an upcoming app. You just want to be able to be you want to be able to adjust to the game and what it brings. TikTok, I was talking to my homies for the longest and the shit wasn't working. Like, you know what I mean? I would post it and we would get like 10 views, 12 views, and we're just like, bro, like this shit. Like you feel defeated, right? But then like consistency, hard work.
Oh,
and,
consistency is key.
yes,
as
bro.
fuck.
Yeah, and that was like true. The true fruits of the labor is like, you know, you getting those views and likes and comments. It's all love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's crazy because like, especially being from Texas, it's gone from something like I said. Whenever I'm 29, I'm turning 30 this year, so that just gives you my age.
Yes, sir.
When I was younger, now when I was a kid and I was trying to rap, this is me like in middle school and high school and shit.
Yeah.
I came across a lot of people when I be trying to promote my shit, introduce people to my stuff, and I came across this Houston dude. I don't even remember who it is now at this point. This was way back, but
Yeah.
he like would like put me on game. Was like, okay, like, do you go out and like, do you pop trunk? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's
I know
like,
exactly what you're talking
you
about.
go out there and like, you know, you blast your shit.
Yeah.
I was like, no, like at the time I as far as I went, I would go out to the mall and like tell people like, hey, my mix, blah, blah, this or that. And he was like, no, like you got to go out and like pop trunk, blast your shit and get people to catch their attention.
Yeah.
And that's just a Texas tradition, obviously originally from Houston, but to go from that and to knowing to where we're at today as far as like social media, the effect that TikTok can take you just as far now because, you know, just historically in Texas, we have not had the reach that New York or Cali has had, you know, so it just kind of speaks that, and it's cool
for sure.
to kind of see how far it can take you.
No, 100%. And I think I don't want to say easier because the thing is, I mean, you said it earlier, it's consistency, right? And that takes a lot of patience. But it's also hard work. You could ask my boy Chin, motherfucker, we was climbing on rims, you know what I'm saying? Just getting content, but it requires dedication. It requires hard work. And a lot of people want to just, you know, shoot some easy shit that's like
they think you just drop and you're gonna hit.
Yeah. It's all about artistry at the end of the day. How do you want to be represented? You know, how do like for you it was in the backyard, the sunset was in the background. I remember that vividly. You know, the sunset was in the back. I had the mic set up. Like it was like I remember everything that, you know, I put out there just because I know that's important in the way people perceive you. You know what I'm saying?
And so what influenced those concepts that you had? Because I mean, just alone, TikTok aside, like those videos alone, there the concept that you came up with is a very interesting concept because I feel like now I'm starting to see a lot more of it.
Yeah.
and I feel like I didn't see that until I saw your video.
Yeah.
And what kind of brought that to light to you for you to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do some
Yeah.
outdoorsy shit. You
Yeah,
know?
so outdoors was always my thing. I don't think very rarely do am I inside. Like I
Yeah.
don't know if
Okay.
you noticed that. I'm
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
outside. But I don't know, you just walk around, I kind of see things. Like one time I just drove around downtown and I was just like, man, what catches my eye?
Yeah.
What is like a scenario that I think would be dope? For that, I was literally that's my backyard. I was on my porch and I noticed like this angle that I saw like was perfect sunset. I was like, dude, this is insane. So I was just
Yeah.
like, fuck it, let me set up right here. And that's usually how it works. Or like we'll be usually he's my camera guy, so we'll walk around and we'll like I said, the one with the rim, and we just like got in the middle of the, like half court of the the court, and we're just like, yeah, this is it, this is crazy. And then like
Yeah.
it's all about there's different aspects. There's the lyrics, you know what I'm saying, where you put the lyrics. There's the color grading. He knows all about that, you know what I'm saying. So it's just it's all about, like I said, how you want to be represented, how you want to go about it. But usually it's just inspiration that I'm walking around and I see an angle or I see a look that's like I can't miss that. I need that on there
Yeah.
for sure.
Awesome. And so I guess now taking it back to for tonight's show, you said this is the second time you've been here in Austin.
Yes.
Were you here for South by?
Nah, hell no. I was not hell no, but you know what I'm saying. One day we're gonna get there. But I was, bro. Like I said, I was performing. I think for my girl Jello. She runs this thing called Texas Fest, and they go from Austin to like Houston to San Antonio to
Okay.
Dallas. It's like a really small thing, but it's really dope. It's a dope way for artists to get out there, get their performing chops out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and kind of practice shit, work on shit. And I came out here and just to try it, just to come out here and kind of perform. And I actually had a lot of people reach out, and people that I still fuck with to this day that like really reach out, producers, artists that post me or show love, and it's just all love. That's the great part about coming out here. You
Yeah.
meet people like
Network.
yourself. You know what I'm saying, and not only is it networking, but it's like genuine relationships.
For sure.
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's the way to
Yeah,
go about
for
it.
sure, for sure.
That's awesome, man. So I guess just considering what has been, I know you just got here today right now, but excuse me, what has been your favorite experience so far from being in Austin?
Is
Other than the performances,
well,
obviously.
we came to, what was it, New Braunfels? Is it kind of going towards here, I guess, but they're going to the river and shit. We were out here like 2 weeks ago. We were
yeah?
we're at the river. I had my daughter out there, my girl, my boys, my family. We're all chilling, and that was probably the best part. If you're in Austin, I guarantee,
Yeah.
like if you're on your way in, just or around the area, go there because
New Braunfels.
especially with this heat, bro, this
Ah,
should be
bro,
killing.
it's fucking
Getting
hot.
in that water, bro, like I just be like, hell yeah. So
The sun is being a real piece of shit right
hell
now,
yeah.
bro.
No, yeah, my real like my brother. He's like my brother. This is my cousin, and I have two real brothers, right? And he lives in Austin, so that's
Okay.
why usually when I come in, I'm with him. He taps me in on everything,
on.
where to go, food places, and all that shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There any place that you being an outsider, in
Something
Houston,
Bear, I forgot. It was like a breakfast spot. What was it? I forgot. It's
What
like
did
a
you-
breakfast diner spot. It was something Bear. I forgot.
Bear.
Huh? Yeah. That's what it was.
What's it called?
Yeah,
Black
there you
Bear.
go.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. It was solid. It was solid. It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I
I'll
remember.
Check it out.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's diner spot.
For
That's my
sure.
favorite type of spot to go to,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I've
For
only
sure.
been here 2-3 times. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, well, hopefully this keeps going and you keep
Nah,
coming
for
back.
sure,
And
for sure.
it's always been so crazy to me that Houston and Austin are not too far. Like I mentioned to you earlier, I was going
Nah.
to Houston frequent for a good minute. To me, it was a 2-hour drive. I haul ass, but it's a
Yeah, nah, hell
2-hour
no.
drive. So
Yeah.
you be in and out. But yeah, I mean, Austin and Houston have always had that kind of weird relationship
Correlation
connection.
kinda deal,
yeah,
yeah.
where you don't,
I do feel like I always, if I like, God willing, He lets me go on tour and shit. Austin's definitely a stop, only because it's so like right now it's super pivotal and just like this is the city I've been to the most for music. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it would make sense to tour stops always stop at Austin or whatever
sure.
the case is.
Yeah,
Dallas, all that shit.
That's dope. And so I guess just out of random curiosity, how has the journey been for you? Because I know that a lot of people, I mean, I guess including myself, would consider that when you come to Texas, when you want to reach to the hub of music that is Texas, you can always tap into Houston.
Yeah.
That's where you go. That's where everybody pops that's from Houston pop stuff. You have
Yeah.
everybody from there. That's it's big.
Yeah.
It's you have here and there people from Dallas. You have people from Waco and Austin stuff here and there, but not as historically as Houston has upheld. Has that affected you in any sense of way that
Nah.
because I know some people have felt like they have to compete to the big names that
Yeah,
come out of
yeah.
there and stuff like that.
Yeah,
How is
nah,
that?
it's I do understand that Houston probably is the city that's seen the most commercial success in Texas. You know what I'm saying? With the Lil Flips, with the Mike Jones,
For
with the
sure.
Chameleonaires and Paul Walls. But I never let it affect me or, you know what I'm saying, my lane. I always, understand that, I ain't looking at nobody else's plate or anything. I'm looking at mine, you know what I'm saying, what I could do to better myself as an artist,
For
and
sure.
kind of get as deep as I possibly can. I think I could run I think I run laps around some of them. If I'm being honest
Yeah.
with you, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, it's all respect.
Yeah, of
So like I
course.
said earlier, I'm a student of the game. To my OGs and everything,
Of
I'm
course.
grateful for those guys to.
They paved the way.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But I do feel like I have my own lane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's crazy because like you have all these legends, but you've never had anybody up until maybe the only other person I can think of obviously is the Doe Man that can like lyrically get
Shout out
down and
Doe
stuff
Man.
like
Shout
that.
out Doe
Yeah,
Man.
shout out Doe Man. But other than him, it's harder to really anybody outside of Texas refer to Texas as a lyrical state.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
have New York. That's the main part
Yeah.
where it all comes from. So it's dope that you have paved your own lane and
Nah, for
and
sure.
have stated it.
Yeah, 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 for sure. I think everybody, Doe Man included, he has like timeless records. You know what I'm saying, that I bump personally. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying,
same.
that I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
relate to. On a personal level, and we had that conversation. You know what I'm saying. I think he paved the way for, like you said, he's a lyricist. You know what I'm saying. He's somebody that's always been on my radar since high school. You know what I'm saying. So, and we now I know him on a first name basis, or not first name, but like I could hit him up whenever. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
some like
He's good
asking him
people. He's
questions.
good
Yeah,
people.
yeah. He's been in the game for a minute, so any questions I have, he's usually the first one that I'm gonna try and hit up and see what's up.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so I guess following after this tour, is there what else do you have planned coming in soon? Because
Man,
I know you said you have some unreleased songs coming in tonight.
Yes. So I got an EP dropping at the end of the month.
Okay.
Definitely it's music that, like the one that me sitting down, like I said, that one's just, out there just on the internet,
listen.
but there's some joints on there on TikTok that, people just were like, where's it at? What's going on with it? Like, when's it gonna
What are you
drop?
doing?
Yeah, so it's a culmination of that.
Okay.
And then a culmination of tracks that nobody's heard, you know what I'm saying, that are amazing, that are, I'm gonna just be honest, straightforward. We got the boy Logic on there, as a producer. So
Okay.
so that's a big deal. Logic's like, for me, like,
Yeah.
God's here, MC. So that was dope alone to get like some production from him. That was
Yeah.
crazy. So and then we got some joints with my boy Seth, Seth Such. I'm not sure if you're aware of him, but he's an up and coming artist too, as well. He's
From Houston?
fucking yeah. He's
Okay.
from actually from Baytown, but Houston Baytown,
Yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
shit. But he's crazy with it. We got 9 to 5 on there from Houston as well, crazy with it. And we got a curveball. We got my boy Mike Cool on there, all on the same song by the way. But Mike Cool is from the UK, and
Oh, wow.
he came. This is a crazy story. I gotta like explain it,
Yeah,
but
for
like
sure.
what is a guy from the UK doing with a group of Texas artists? You know what I'm saying? But like,
You got to.
he's from the UK, but Twitter, the community of like artists you could find on there is crazy.
Yeah, nowadays.
Yeah, and so he was tapped in with everybody. I mean, like everybody that was like, had some type of talent, in my opinion, he was usually tapped into, was homies with. He just had a way of just like, communicating with people online,
sure.
which was crazy. And he reached out on Twitter, and we follow each other, da da da. And then he let me know, like, and Seth, of course, those were the two main ones, and we knew 9. But he was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna like come to Chicago. I'm gonna come to New York. I'm gonna come to Texas, and I really want to tap in with y'all, just like to really bring this in and kind of make it a more real thing, rather than just like."
Being
I'm sure
online.
it's easy for him to be like, "Damn, I'm so far away. I'm British."
But you went
Yeah.
out of his way.
Yeah, and respected that like a lot, bro. I
Of
was like,
course.
that's crazy that you even would think about hitting me up or me or Seth. You know what I'm saying, to come tap in. Hell yeah, we got you. No problem. I let him sleep in my place and everything.
That's dope.
That's my brother, like for real, for real. So he's on the project, and like I said, Logic, and then we got production from my boy Chris who, and yeah, that's we got Bailey Daniel, who's a YouTube producer who goes absolutely nuts. Y'all need to check him out.
Yeah.
And then we got production from Jared Syrian. He's crazy with it too. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Man, do you have an idea of when you said when this is dropping? Or?
July 31st.
July 31st.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's coming up. So it's
Yeah,
coming
pretty
up.
much.
Ah,
It lined
okay.
up perfectly. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, man. I mean, I'm definitely excited for that
Thank you.
to come. Yeah, man. Just all the success you've had and everything that you've been doing has been amazing. I feel like it's one of those situations in which, like I told you, when I was a kid, I would admire Lil Flip and just Houston rappers and would take their stuff. Like you are somebody that I feel in a sense I'm able to witness firsthand and see like the greatness being acknowledged.
Yeah.
And because it's one of those things that's deserving
Yes.
and it's cool to see getting the attention and just the admiration and just all of that, the whole process, because a lot of time people forget that, we've talked about like, you have to be consistent. You have to trust the process. It's a huge factor that people forget to take into consideration.
Nah, 100%. I think a lot of it has to do with faith. You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
and just
100%.
having faith in your craft, your craft and your ability. You know what I'm saying? And also, I don't know if you're religious, but I'm super religious. Not super, but I'm religious. You know what I'm saying? I pray all the time, and kind of understand that this is beyond me. This is
For
something
sure.
that if it ain't me, somebody else is gonna put in the work no matter what. This is just like, this is destiny at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
course.
It's fate. Some things like this grip thing, it happened. You know what I'm saying? It was literally like super random. Like, but at the end of the day, nothing ain't gonna stop your consistency or effort or hard work. You know what I'm saying? So we
course.
just like that's why I say this project. It was already set to drop on July 31st. Just this
Yeah.
show is just like, hopefully God willing, there's people there that
Everything happens for a
new
reason.
people, new fans to gain and people to meet. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the part I'm looking forward to the most. Is just like, before and after the show, when I get there, meeting people, dabbing it up. You know what I'm saying? And also watching the acts.
Of course, yeah. A lot of the homies that have been on the show are performing tonight. Obviously, I think Mike Melano, Teddy the Legacy.
Those are the two
Man.
that I haven't met before, and I want to I can't. That's why I say I can't wait
Bro,
to go
I
chop it
got
up.
you.
And,
I'll be there tonight. I'll
For
make
sure,
it
for
happen,
sure.
bro. I was gonna actually reach out to them and try to have them come out, but obviously, everybody's been busy and it's been such a hectic day. But like I said, I'll be there tonight, and I'm the one that comes out and brings shots to these artists that they're scared of me, but I'm gonna go catch them. Yeah. I'm gonna go catch them off guard. I'm gonna pull up mid performance, like I got you, bro. But no. It's definitely like you're somebody that I've been excited to try to have introduced to a lot of the artists here in Austin because a lot of people
Are they from Austin? They're those guys?
for sure,
Nice,
born and
nice.
raised,
Okay.
yeah. Mike Melano, not so sure. I forget where he's from, but he still has taken Austin as his own home
Fire.
and built it. But Teddy Legacy went to the same school.
That's fire.
I can tell you that much. He's one of the homies. So for sure, tonight we'll be tapped in. All the family's gonna be there.
Hell yeah, I can't
It'll be
wait.
a good time. So I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Yeah, bro. The set we got, my DJ over here, we finna go crazy.
I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Yes, I can't wait.
But I mean, just for those that don't know or should know now, go ahead and go give out your socials and where they can find
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the same thing. It's Frankie Does Rap, FRANKIE Does Rap. Yeah. For
All
sure.
righty, Panchito. Thank you so much.
Man, thank you.
Man, it's been a great episode. But as I mentioned before we got started, I do like to end off on a positive note.
Yes.
Would you like to kick it off, or would you like me to kick it off?
Ooh, you go and then I'll end it off. For sure.
I got you. I always have to freestyle this. I'm gonna have to, let me see what I have.
Yes, sir.
Let
Yes,
me
sir.
give me a quick second to think about it. I guess my positive note is gonna be I hate that I always get too real with this shit, but I will say you have to remember that you always have to take time to let go of the rest of the world and make time for yourself. That doesn't mean taking a day or whatever. I'm talking about sometimes you have to Let go of that friendship. Let go of that relationship. Let go of whatever it is that has been giving you that stress, that anxiety, whatever you have going on. Take a few months. What is that one quote? I rather have people hate me for who I am than love me for who I'm not. Take it upon yourself to take that time for yourself, and when you come back and when you're ready to reconnect, that will tell you who they really are in your life, if they're really still there to connect with you or not. That is gonna be my positive notes.
My guy is preaching. My guy
Yes,
is
sir.
preaching.
Trying to.
Man, that was beautiful. By the way,
Thank you.
Let me see. Let me dig deep. I think I said it earlier, but at the end of the day, you can't focus on what everybody else is doing. You can only focus. I guess we'll make this a self thing, but you can always focus on what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can only focus on your growth as a human being. You can only focus on your faith, on work on things that you lack, and be grateful for things that you have. And that's kind of the only way you can move. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you can't focus on what others are thinking. You can't focus on what others want to do or are gonna do. You can only focus on what you and your actions are doing. So only focus on yourself, be the best version of yourself, and only focus on your growth. That's all you could do.
Yes, sir. Beautifully put. Thank you so much, Frankie. It's been a pleasure to have you here on the show with us. Thank you so much for landing here in Austin and
Nah,
coming
man.
straight to us.
Thank you for
bro.
having me. I appreciate it 100%.
This is not the end of this. We're gonna have you back, and we're linked up at this point. So
My
thank you
dog.
so much. Again, I am Mario from the South Side,
Frankie from East Side of Houston, Texas.
and this is I Don't Know As Perfect, and we are out.
That's crazy.
Oh, bro.
That was beautiful, man. Hell yeah. Nah, thank you, bro. Hell yeah.